All right, we're recording.
Awesome. Hi guys, it's Miss Newman here with Mrs. Baskerville. This is our second lesson that we're going to do over some coping strategies that you can use for maybe when you're feeling stressed or anxious, or even just maybe just worried about things that are going on kind of in the world right now. Myself and Mrs. Baskerville have been talking quite a bit about how there's a lot of things that are not in our control right now and how that can sometimes make us feel not make me so great because we don't like feeling like we're out of that we don't have control of the world that's around us. So I've come up with a few different activities and things that you guys can do at home that can hopefully help with these different types of situations. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk through one of those with you guys right now. Okay. So this is called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Now, this is something that you can do anywhere. Don't even have to do it at home. You can do it when you maybe get a break and get to go outside and get to play for a while. You can do it maybe when you have time away from your schoolwork, anything that works for you guys. So what you do with this is you look for 5 things that you can see and say them out loud. So for example, as of right now, I can say that I see Mrs. Baskerville because I see her on my computer screen. So she's one thing that I see right now. Then after you pick out those 5 things, then you say 4 things that you feel. So maybe that's you feel angry, maybe you feel sad, maybe you feel happy, or maybe you feel excited. Whatever it is, you talk about 4 things that you feel. Then you get quiet and you can sit and close your eyes and you can really just focus in on things that you hear. But you're going to listen for 3 sounds. So one of the sounds I hear right now is my washing machine. That's one thing that I hear right now, but that's something that I can say that I hear. Then you do 2 things that you smell. So for example, I smell my laundry detergent because my washing machine's running. And you could maybe even smell something that's cooking or fresh air, those types of things. And the very last thing is then you say one thing you can taste. So maybe you don't taste much of anything, or maybe you still taste lunch depending on what you had that day or breakfast. So this is just a technique that kind of gets you to think about what's happening around you and things that you can control and things that you can pick out in the world that's taking place right around you. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. So some of the other things that I've shared with Mrs. Baskerville would be there's a couple different videos that I have for you all. We can't unfortunately watch them together, but one video actually talks about different breathing and relaxation techniques, kind of some really easy yoga things that you can do, different ways to sit and different ways to breathe. And then the second video actually is a breathing exercise. It lasts for about 2 minutes, and you can actually follow a square with fish, and it shows you how to breathe to help you relax. I did it, and it's a lot of fun because it's fun to watch the little fish kind of float around and do those things too. And then there's also a couple links to different websites that give you some different ideas of activities that you can do at home or things that you can do with your family that can maybe help you relax. But, for me personally, I like to do things where I can just hang out maybe with my cat or my dog, or I can just maybe watch a movie or one of my favorite movies or just a TV show. That's something really easy. So, Mrs. Baskerville, what's something you like to do to relax?
Ooh, there's lots of things I like. I think one thing I like to do to relax, like you said, is maybe just hanging out with my husband and we watch a movie. One other thing that I do is I knit and crochet because I like to make sure there's things with my hands going on. So that kind of helps me relax and kind of work on a project, and that helps me relax. And of course, the students know about my 2 dogs and my cat, how much I love them, and just playing with them or taking them for a walk. So there's a lot of things I can do that now that I think about it to help me kind of relax and center myself.
Yep. One thing I like to do too is I like to go for a drive. I like to go actually check out because I live right by Custer State Park. So I can go do the wildlife loop and see all the elk and the buffalo and the donkeys and the prairie dogs. So that's always a lot of fun too, just to go see the pretty surroundings and things like that. So that's something else I like to do to relax.
Yeah.
So the last thing that I have to share with you all is an activity that I found. And actually I have a video of that too. So unfortunately I don't have an example for you, but it's a relaxation jar. Now this is something that you can really easily do at home. You can find like a leftover glass jar, like a pickle jar or a salsa jar, or even maybe if you have any homemade canned vegetables, a mason jar you could use, or even a plastic container like an empty peanut butter jar would work great as well. Make sure you clean out the peanut butter though. You don't want to waste any of that. That's pretty important. So once you find one of those jars, you simply fill it with water, and then you can fill it with anything else that floats. So it could be like some glitter glue that would make it all sparkly and pretty colored, or it could just be different sequins or beads or anything that'll float around in your jar. So if you're feeling stressed or anxious, all you do is make sure you put that lid on the jar really, really tight. And if you shake it up, you have to just sit and watch it until everything settles back to the bottom. So it gives you time to just pay attention to maybe something else that's not as stressful, or maybe something that's not making you feel as anxious. And it's a fun activity to do. So it's things you can find around your house, and maybe asking mom, dad, grandma, or grandpa, or anybody to help you with it would be a great activity too, because it is a lot of fun and they are really pretty. So check out those videos. And if you want to share any of the jars that you guys have put together, please take a picture and share it on our page, because we'd love to see what you guys have put together. Otherwise, I hope you found some of these activities really helpful. I know I like to use the breathing activities, because sometimes when I'm feeling really overwhelmed or I feel like I have too much to do, sometimes just remembering to take a deep breath is really important.
Yeah. Well, and then in our last videos, we were talking about the self-control part. So some things is breathing, like breathing strategies and the calming things, it might not make this bad situation stop necessarily, right? Like we're not suddenly going to be able to control how our brother or sister react. Maybe they're the ones making us mad. But again, those things help us center and breathe and calm ourselves down. So it's not going to completely make things disappear, but it'll help us kind of calm ourselves down so that we don't instantly react and get ourselves into some trouble.
Yep, exactly. So that is all I have for you guys today. Mrs. Baskerville, did you have anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, I think this time, with kind of how crazy things are out in the world, and I don't want to say stuck at home. In one of my last announcements, I said I'm not stuck at home, I'm safe at home right now. That's a big thing to remember, that mindset, is to remember that we don't have a lot of things in our control, like our last lesson, but we can control how we keep ourselves and our calmness, do those breathing strategies. And you know what? I find that they help a lot too. It doesn't take away, like I said, it doesn't take away that, maybe I have all these things that I need to get done, but it helps me calm down so my brain can maybe process those things a little bit better. So I hope you guys find some calming things to do at home too, because right now I know my brain kind of feels all over the place with everything going on out in the world. We both hope, Miss Newman and I both hope that you guys are safe and healthy and doing as well as can be, and make sure you guys reach out to us. We're sending out new office hours, so come in and check in with us and maybe tell us how you did some calming strategies, and we want to know what you guys did, and we can talk about those things. Or you can, you're at home. One thing that I want to see too is some people in some videos were sharing their pets. So if you just want to log in and say, hey, Mrs. Newman, Miss Newman, Mrs. Baskerville, this is my dog, and I want to share that. Like, dogs help keep me calm too. So if you want to share those things with me, I would love that.
Me too.
Yeah, so we want to see those things, or your favorite animals, or whatever you want to share with us going on at your house. All right, I guess that's all I had.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye, guys.